Hello, everybody, and welcome to Top 5 New Comics for April 9th of 2025. I'm, as always, Chris, and I'll apologize for my voice now, getting over something, and it's a little raspy today. I might cough a little bit. I'm sorry. But I want to get this video done for you, so let's jump into it, starting with Absolute Batman number 7. This is written by Scott Snyder with art by Marcos Martin, colors by Muntsa Vicente, and letters by Clayton Cowles. I guess the second story arc has a new artist. I mean, I wasn't paying attention enough, I guess. But the Absolute comics that I've been reading, the Trinity comics I've been reading, have all just been phenomenal. And I've really just enjoyed having Scott Snyder's voice back to Batman. He has that hard edge that, while some people got tired of it, I think any creative on a certain project for too long can have that effect. But for me, I liked that rough and tumble metal hardness to Batman. I thought it worked really well for the character, and I thought it's undeniable that his run is an important one for the history of Batman and what they've done since. With Absolute, he's taking that and doing the old Spinal Tap, cranking it to 11. And I've just enjoyed every second of it. It's been a blast to see this. It's a cool new take on Batman. I'm enjoying this new world. They're building so slowly. I thought they were gonna ram headfirst into it and pull a DC extended universe, and we'd have a Justice League book by issue 3 of Batman. But they've been taking it slow. They've been developing all the characters, giving them their moments, and it's working out so far. And I love how they're doing Joker in this as more of a kingpin, more of the guy above. He's not necessarily the psychopath we know in the main DC universe. We can still see on that. We're gonna get Bane here soon. Victor Freeze isn't, like, all the people you want are in this, and we're gonna learn what Arc M is all about in this issue, and just so many other. I'm so excited for this book. I really have enjoyed Absolute Batman, if you can't tell. And sticking with Batman, after that, I've got Batman Dark Patterns number 5. This is written by Dan Waters with art by Hatden Sherman and colors by Triona Farrell. This is part 2 of the Voice of the Tower arc that they're doing. Like, I'm enjoying this Dark Patterns book. It doesn't seem like the storylines are connecting in any real way, other than they're more detective focused than you would normally see in a Batman book. You know, the world's greatest detective. But that first arc was really good, and then to come out the gate with the second arc, the first issue of the second arc, and I guess I gotta spoil it a little bit to talk about it, so I guess spoilers for this, but they came out the gate with a villain that we don't see enough of, which is the ventriloquist in Scarface. And to see him in this Die Hard-esque Batman story was such a pleasure in so many ways. I think Dan Waters has a great voice for Batman. I know we've already established that Rick Remender's taking over Batman here in the next few months, but I mean, if somebody's got to take over Detective, I think Dan Waters is the perfect. If Dan was to take over Detective, that would be the first time I buy Detective in a long time. So I'm here for this book. I think it's just been phenomenal, and Hayden Sherman's art has been really great too. He has this, between him and Triana, the way they're developing the scenes and shading everything to give it this dark noir feel while still feeling like a superhero comic is very special. So definitely, if you haven't been picking up Dark Patterns, you can start with issue 4 because it's a new story arc that doesn't seem to connect at all with the previous one, but that previous story arc was so good too. I would recommend. After that, I have Aquaman number 4. This is written by Jeremy Adams with art by John Timms, colors by Rex Lokus, and letters by Dave Sharp. I thought that I always think when books like this come, I'm like, okay, issue 1's gonna be my top 5 because I get really excited. I love Aquaman, but it's a me thing, not a you thing, not a grand thing. Every so often, those books break out and become a monthly occurrence on these, and I'm so happy for that because this Aquaman book's been really good. And what I've really enjoyed about it is while it's dipped and dive away from my expectations, it's done it in a way that's kept me intrigued with the story, and I almost feel like the author is toying with my expectations along the way to keep me in on what he's doing and build more suspense for the things that, oh, I thought it'd be this. Like issue 1, we thought the arc was going to bring him to the absolute universe. Nope, it brings him somewhere else. Well, why is the arc connected? How is the arc connected to Darkseid is a big question. We still don't know, but I like that. I think you need to have some questions that keep me coming in a way. I feel like a lot of comic readers these days want immediate answers to these questions. I want some immediate answers, but you can leave big ones behind and bring them back at issue 8 or issue 12 or whatever. Don't leave me hanging for too long, but I do enjoy them to an extent. Now, that contradicts some things I said in the past. That is to say, if you name the book Aquaman and by issue 5 I don't have Aquaman in it, and the question is, what happened to Aquaman? Don't name the book Aquaman. But that's a whole different story altogether. But with this, we've got him in an alternate universe. We're seeing, the disappearance of Atlantis, what happened, and this connection to Swamp Thing and Animal Man with a new force known as the Blue. I believe the Blue's been used before, but I'm not as much of a DC historian to know how much or where. But Aquaman's connection to it and what the Blue does and how it affects the other forces and all this other things. And getting honestly, some very obscure DC characters in this as well. It's just been a blast. And I'm so happy to have an Arthur Curry Aquaman book back. And I'm so happy that it's good. Because that's always the key. After that, I've got the Ultimates, number 11. This is written by Dennis Camp with art by Juan Frugeri, colors by Federico Blee, and letters by Travis Lanham. Like the Absolute Universe, I've been loving the Ultimates universe. It's been doing a lot of cool things. I think the Spider-Man book is very special and kind of the twist it's taking over the past 3 or 4 issues. And this Ultimates book has been really cool because it's really a universe book. It's, instead of doing a Captain America miniseries and a Thor miniseries and Ant-Man miniseries, we'll just do the Ultimates. The Ultimates will be the team that's going to come together here in a year or two to take on the Maker and really encompass everything happening with the Ultimate Universe. But we can also tell the small stories. We can tell a She-Hulk story. We can tell an Iron Lad story. We can tell a Doctor Doom story. And in this case, we're getting a Thor story. And we're getting our first look at Loki and what's going on there. There's some sort of struggle, some sort of war. We haven't seen Thor or Sif on the team in a little while now. And find out. I'm excited to see what Asgard looks like. Is it the old Ultimate Asgard? Is it a reimagined Asgard? It seems like Loki has a more traditional style in his costume and his look. There's a lot of things here that I'm just intrigued on altogether. I think Dennis Camp's done a phenomenal job of just bringing this whole world together and really making it his own in a world where Jonathan Hickman is one of the leaders of the writing crew, which I think is impressive to no end. And after that, I have Vatican City number 1. This is written by Mark Millar with art by what was it? It was Per Berg. Per Berg. A little weird because I saw on the solicitations that Per Berg is the artist, but then when you look on some of the other websites, they credit someone named Narwhal as the artist. But since Per Berg's name is on the cover, I'm going to go with that as the artist. Dark Horse book, a Netflix comic book, a Mark Millar comic book. Now, Mark Millar, I know, is the type of creator who a lot of people are either hit or miss with, butt heads with. I kind of like Millar's edge. He goes too far at times. I've said a few times. I read within the past year or two the Wanted miniseries, and I think that's an example of him just going to the extreme edgy. Uh, but where it comes at the end with that big event book he did a little while back that I'm zoning on was one of my favorite comics in a long time. And in between, he's done stuff. I've checked out some stuff he's done. I like Jupiter's Legacy for a while. I think it has its issues now. I've liked Kick-Ass and other books he's done, and I jump in and out. But what brings me here more than anything is I like vampire stuff, and I like when people can take vampire or zombies at that and do something fun with it and something unique, at least in my eyes. And while we've kind of seen this idea before, I think the setting he's chosen, and if you can't tell by the title of the book, it's Vatican City. The setting he's chosen and what he's going for here could create new story opportunities. The short of it is, the world's done. Vampires took over. Everyone's dead, except for like a couple thousand people that were happened to be visiting the Vatican City at the time. And Vatican was able to close its doors, have its walls up, and now these people are safeguarded by the fact that they're surrounded by holy relics, and we're going to come to believe that these holy relics are real in this book. So now they've got the ultimate safeguard from the vampires. But vampires are mortal, people aren't. So where does this go? So I think it asks a lot of cool questions and brings a lot of cool ideas to the board. So we'll see. Like I said, Mark Millar for me can be very hit or miss. There's been stuff that he's done recently that I've really enjoyed. There's been stuff he's done recently that I drop off after an issue. It doesn't have a win rate of 100, I'll tell you that, with me at least. And I just think this idea is really cool. This is his second or third swing at vampires, though. And I will say that I don't think I've enjoyed a lot of his vampire stuff over the years. So, like I said, we'll just have to see what it brings. But I think it's a cool idea. I like the art behind it. And cool to spotlight Dark Horse Comics every so often. I don't read enough of their books. So, well, everybody, that's everything I had for you this week. Remember, if you want to follow me further, there's always the Substack, which is chriscomicscorner.substack.com. You can also find me on X, Blue Sky, or any other social media network at Fortress Chris, where I'm there mostly promoting. I tend to stay off it. I'm not going to lie to you. But, I'm there. And then you can find the podcast I do every week, which is Fortress of Comic News, on whatever podcast you use, as well as right here on YouTube. And if you want to support this video right here, comment down below what book you're most looking forward to this week, what book on my list you think is ridiculous, whatever, bring it. Let's talk in the comments. Like the video and subscribe to make sure you keep getting them. So I want to thank you all so much for watching this week, and I'll see y'all here next week.